Thanks so much, Kate, for those great reports. We're looking forward to World Youth Day coverage, but now we're looking forward to a chat with John Eliot Jordan, all the way in town. Thanks for coming in.
Oh,
Thanks for
fantastic.
coming in.
I like the Eliot, by the way. I like that.
Yeah,
that additional name.
The full name. It's a little LA, but you know, it's classy.
or you could be JE to go really LA,
exactly.
right? You need your
yeah.
Well, it's been a year since we've seen you last, and you're in town. So tell us what's been going on.
Loyola Productions is doing great things. As you remember, Loyola Productions is you are America's Catholic TV, but we are the Jesuit American media company, and so we are doing some fantastic work. In addition to some of the things we've shown you before, the Jesuit Rec Room is back, but we also have a whole new series that we're doing with the Vatican Observatory. And you know, a lot of people don't quite realize just how involved the Church has been in astronomy and other scientific endeavors. So we have teamed with the Vatican Observatory to do a whole bunch of episodes, kind of bringing up scientific topics and looking at it from a faith lens and from an empirical lens.
That sounds really exciting.
Yeah.
Really good.
Now, I don't think I asked you this the last time you were here, but is the fact that our Pope is a Jesuit.
Yeah.
Does that have any impact upon your work? Has it opened doors for Loyola Productions?
Well, I think, you know, certainly his example is the way he operates is very Jesuit-like, I'd say. And so what we do at Loyola Productions is trying to find God in all things. And I believe that Pope Francis has continued that in his pontificate in a way that it makes it more accessible for us to tell stories of people of all different backgrounds. We're really interested in reaching the people on the fringes, and I think Francis has made that a hallmark of his papacy.
Interesting.
Sure.
Yeah.
I agree with you. You know, as you mentioned, we did have the earlier episodes of the Jesuit Rec Room, and we certainly walked the journey with Father Radmar as he made his way to ordination. So now with the new series, tell us what's evolved there in that Jesuit Rec Room.
Sure. So Father Radmar is back, and we have 3 new guests, really interesting guests, and continuing that theme of bridge building and on the fringes. We're talking to an AC/DC roadie who became a Protestant pastor in Los Angeles. And so Father Radmar sat down with him to talk about religion in the 21st century, and from a Catholic lens as well as from a Protestant lens. So it's interesting what an AC/DC roadie could have in common with a Jesuit priest.
Sure.
But it's a fascinating episode. We're also talking with James Finley, who he studied under Thomas Merton. He was a monk, and he's got a fascinating story that has a lot to do with forgiveness and healing, and he and Radmar have a great conversation about prayer and what he learned specifically from Thomas Merton being his spiritual director. So
that'll be great.
yeah, it's really good stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Now, John Eliot.
Yes.
For those viewers who might not have met you before, or perhaps hadn't tuned in when you were last in the living room, can you tell us once again how it is that you came to LA, to Loyola Productions? What was your path and your motivation?
Well, you know, I went to Boston College here in Boston, was educated by the Jesuits, and they made such a lasting impact on my life, I'd say. That finding God in all things, everything I was doing kind of kept bringing me back to the Jesuits. And I worked at WGBH here in Boston, worked at Antiques Roadshow, and had a great time there. But I wanted to go out and I wanted to write. I was doing marketing, and when I went out to Los Angeles, I met with Father Eddie Siebert, who's my boss, and he's fantastic. He is truly living out this Jesuit sensibility in a 21st century way. And I was excited by what he was doing, what he was trying to accomplish, and he invited me on. I went out there, and it's been great. It's been 3 years now. So.
Wow! And the Jesuits have about a 450-year-old association with communications.
That's true. You know, a lot of people don't realize just how far back it goes. They invented the trap door on a stage. You know, they have a lot of history with the communication arts. So I think what Father Eddie is trying to do is really look at the world. We're right next to Sony Studios, and so how do we take what people are consuming every day and put it through that Ignatian lens, the same lens that the Jesuits used for 450 years.
Sure. Yeah, God in all things.
Yeah,
that's tremendous.
Yeah, it's
and of course, our own Richard Brown works on Antiques Roadshow occasionally.
Oh,
so
yeah,
you'll have
okay.
to
Yeah, great.
connect with him there.
Yeah.
So where can people learn more about Loyola Productions?
They can head to loyolaproductions.com and follow us on Facebook at the In Network. That's our media channel online. And we post great videos over there. We have a wonderful catalog, and you can also see our great work on Catholic TV here. We're so thrilled.
Yeah.
It's always great to have you in the living room. You know, please, John, whenever you're in town, stop by, because we like to hear what's coming up, what's new and fresh from Loyola Productions.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.